everyone, this is your sewing teacher Veronica, and in this video I will show you how to adjust your pattern if you have this situation that your measurements are not matching one size. So this is quite common question. A lot of students ask me how to do this, and it's not very hard. So if you watch this video, you will solve this problem, you will know how to work with patterns, and I hope it will be clear for you. For example, you have these measurements. So your bust is 100, waist 86, and hips 112. This is for example. You go to the size chart. This is what you have to do every time you start making something. So you double check your size. You go to the size chart and you see that you have this size 44, for example, with this type of measurements. And your bust is matching, but the rest is not matching. What you will do in this case? It's possible to fix the pattern, and it's not that hard. I will show you all the steps. So in my previous videos, I told you that you need to choose your pattern, your size depends on your bust measurement. So if you're making a dress or coat, something with the bust, then choose the pattern focusing on this measurement. So choose size 44 because the bust is the same as yours. Okay? But these two measurements are not matching and we will need to fix them. Next, what you do, you print your pattern. I have some of pieces here. Let me see. And first I want to explain why you focus on your bust measurement. So if you use good patterns, they will actually have like bust line, so it will be the line marked on the pattern. You will have the line where is your waist located and the line where is your hips is. So this is made like especially for people who want to adjust pattern. It will be much easier if you have these lines. So why you choose size based on your bust? Because we have here armhole. So this is armhole, and if you want to adjust this area, you will also need to adjust armhole, which is a bit hard. So we really don't want to mess up with this part. Let's just leave it how it is because that's a lot of work. And this part stays like this, but we will fix waistline and we will fix hip line, okay? And this pattern that I'm showing you, this is dress. Let's just take this as an example. You can also do this with trousers or skirts. You just need to understand an idea. Okay, so let's start. First, what you have to do, you have to calculate the difference. So bust is the same, but waist is bigger. So your waist is a little bit bigger and you need to calculate the difference. So it will be 6 centimeters. In this case, it's also 6 centimeters hips. And next, what you do, you divide and this difference and this by 4, always by 4. So it's very simple. Divided by 4 and it will be 1.5 centimeter. 1.5 centimeter. So your measurement is bigger than the size that you chose. In this case, you have to take pattern. Let's take two front details, like the skirt and the top part. And look, so bust is the same, but the waist we need to make 1.5 centimeter bigger. So what you do, this is your waistline on your top part of the dress. And from here, this is like the side seam. You need to mark 1.5 centimeters. This is like a smaller pattern, but let's imagine that I marked 1.5 centimeter more from this line. And you take a ruler and just connect it with this point. This is like the beginning of the armhole. Okay? So now your waist here is bigger. This is part number 1. But you also have waistline in your lowest part, so the skirt, and it should match this one. So we also have to add 1.5 centimeter here, and this will be my waistline. And if you look here, we calculated that hips should be also a little bit bigger. You have this hip line, you just continue this line a little bit, and you mark also 1.5 centimeter. And after that, you connect these two lines with curvy, these 2 points with curvy line. And here from the hip line, just go down parallel. So this new line will be parallel to this existing one. So just like this. And this outside line will be your your line that you need. So bust stays the same, but the waist is a little bit bigger and hips bigger. We made them bigger, okay? So you don't look at this one and at this one. And the same you do with back details. So this was only front details of your dress. And these are my back details. So I also add 1.5. And I also have somewhere, oh yeah, this is also my back detail. And you do the same adjustments, and I will do it just fast like this. You make new lines for yourself. This is how you can make your size bigger. The other thing that you can have situation when only your hip line is bigger, then waist stays the same. Then you just connect existing point with this new point. It will be like this. I hope it's clear. If not, let me know, okay? So you have to do all of this with your front and your back details. And I want to explain why you divide it by 4 always, because it's very logical why you do this. This is my front detail, for example, the top of my dress. And this is this detail will be on fold. You can see the word fold here. So look, the difference in my case is 6 centimeters. And why I divided by 4? First of all, because I have front detail and I have back detail, right? So we already have to divide it by 2 because we add a little bit on this side and a little bit on this side. And second, you have fold. So at the end, this detail will be like mirrored like this, and you will have like 1.5 centimeter here, 1.5 centimeter here, and the same with your back. So here and here. So you will have actually 4 places where you adjust like your waist. That's why we divided by 4. With this extra centimeters, we need to divide by 4 and add these parts on every side. Next situation, when your measurements are a little bit smaller. So again, if you make the dress or something with all 3 measurements, you choose your size based on your bust. So I chose 44. My bust is the same as a 44 size. Now my waist is a little bit smaller. The technique is the same, but we need to make waist smaller, not bigger. So we need to find the difference. In this case, it's 2 centimeters. And here the difference is, let me 6 and 4, 8 centimeters. So we divide it by 4. This is always 4. This you divide it by 4 always. And it will be 0.5 centimeter here and 2 centimeters here. You take your pattern. The bust, we do not change at all. It's all good. Now waistline, where you have waistline, it can be like, not necessary it will be like in 2 parts. It can be in 1 piece. Then you will adjust it only once, okay? So you make your waist now smaller, right? Because your measurements are smaller. And you mark 1.5 centimeter inside. And your hips are also smaller, but 2 centimeters. So you mark 2 centimeters from here inside. And then you just connect it, these points, and from hips just go down parallel to existing line. Like this. And this point we connect with the beginning of the armhole. Like that. And this is extra that you don't need. This will be your pattern. You can also have situation when like your waist is smaller but hips are wider. Then you combine these techniques, okay, or the opposite. If you make only skirt, for example, or trousers, so you don't have your bust at all. For example, you have skirt, then you can choose it based on waist. So your waist will be correct. You don't have to change it or adjust it, but you work with hips, so you make it or bigger or smaller. I hope it was clear for you, and if you have any question or any ideas of what else I can record for you, leave them in the comments. And don't forget to follow me on social media, my Instagram, TikTok, the links will be in description. You will 100% learn something new from them. And I hope to see you in my next videos. Let me know if you want to learn something else. I will be happy to record these videos for you.